two well-known duo, and a newcomer. Hi guys, Matthew here and welcome back again to my channel. Since I've tried a lot of wireless gaming headsets lately, and since they are pretty much all inherently on the higher side when it comes to price, I've decided to check something more affordable and wired. Enter these three contenders: the Razer's BlackShark V2 X, SteelSeries Arctis 1, and SPC Gear's Viro Plus. These three headsets basically come in at around the same price of 50 euros where I live, but that tends to move around few digits up or down depending on the season and place you're getting them from. One of them stands out in particular as it's not a worldwide known brand. They are mostly selling in Europe, but they have a growing fan base and I've already checked some of their chassis and coolers before. Bottom line, they offer a very good balance of value for your money, so it will be interesting to see how this headset stacks up. Right from the get-go, compared to the other two, the Arctis one lacks of that premium build quality feel, as it's mostly plastic from the outside. It's decently made, don't get me wrong, but the perceived quality is just different, especially since the headband is basically nothing else other than plastic on the outside. It has some soft padding just beneath it, but I feel like I have to point this out as everyone else up their game in this price segment, although I'm pretty sure this one won't have any durability problems. On that note, the Viro Plus and BlackShark V2 X feel closer to an upper tier segment of headphones, with from the outside noticeable metal use in construction and other details, a lot of soft and leatherette textures, although the V2 X looks to be a bit more flimsy due to using this type of ear cup mounting. As for the general design and looks, we all have different taste. I'm personally leaning more towards the clean looking Viro Plus, but I wouldn't mind going for the BlackShark V2 X. On the contrary, I'm completely okay with just flipping a coin on this. When it comes to the features, they all pretty much have the basics covered. You'll find a mute switch and a volume rocker on all of them. Viro Plus has both of those in line with the cable, while the Arctis one and the V2 X have it on the left ear cup. Razer's one actually has this cool big volume knob, making the headset even more aviation looking for some reason. The Viro Plus does take the win here in a way with the features, as it also packs a separate USB sound card as another connection option beside the 3.5mm TRRS connection that comes from the headset, plus an added splitter so you have a separate 3.5mm microphone in and audio out jacks, and similar analog options for connecting up can be found on Razer's and SteelSeries headsets, with the 3.5mm TRRS connection being a baseline, while in the bundle you will get a splitter cable. Since I'm talking about the cables, both the Arctis 1 and V2 X have a rubber ones, while the Viro Plus has a braided one. Out of them three, I feel like the BlackShark V2 X was the most comfortable. It's really light and has a nice soft cushioning on the ear cups, with plush padding on the surface of the earpad and leatherette on the walls. A quick side note on that, all of them are replaceable. Although the lateral pressure is slightly more pronounced, I have a big head though, the same can be said for the Arctis 1, even more so since it has a really big opening for where the ear goes in, created by its plush ear pads, so it's not touching your ears on their outer edge, while the other ones leave less room here. The Viro Plus is a bit heavier and sturdier, but it didn't affect me on the long runs. It's just that you could feel that difference in weight and stiffness compared to the other two. They all have a decent level of adjustability, although with the V2 X and Viro Plus we don't have any swivel options for their ear cups, but they are flexible enough, especially Razer's one, which uses this thin wire-like railing, making it a bit breaky looking as they move all around, while ear cups also slide up and down on them, so you get that level of adjustment for your head, instead of pulling it from the headband to make it larger as with other two. Arctis 1 on the other hand do have the swivel and rotate options for their ear cups joints. Okay, enough about that. Most of you are here for their sound and microphone quality, so what about it? Since these are gaming headsets, let's start off with the microphone quality. This is the microphone sound test of Razer's BlackShark V2 X. This one has some kind of passive noise cancelling technology, so it should sound better in that regard. And here is how the microphone picks up the keyboard typing from around 30 centimeters of distance. This is the microphone test of the SPC Viro Plus using its own USB sound card, just so you can have a reference if there is any noticeable difference in performance. And this is how the microphone sounds with the 3.5mm TRRS connection. And here is how the microphone picks up keyboard typing from around 30 centimeters of distance. This is the microphone sound test of the SteelSeries Arctis 1. It's a pretty standard performing wired microphone. It also has some type of passive noise cancelling technology to make it sound better. Tell me in the comments down below how does it sound to you. And here is how the microphone picks up the keyboard typing from around 30 centimeters of distance. I would have to give the win to the Viro Plus. It sounds the best out of the box, really well rounded, and all in all I didn't have any major complaints on any of them when it comes to the microphone quality, especially having in mind what price bracket this is. As I mentioned earlier, all of them have a microphone mute switch, while the microphone boom arms are very flexible and adjustable, and only the V2 X came with the non-detachable microphone, whereas the Viro Plus comes with this flush rubber cover in case you don't want to use the microphone that often or at all. As for the sound quality, going back and forward between them, I found the Viro Plus not lagging at all when it comes to the sound performance with its 53mm drivers, while the BlackShark V2 X with its 50mm drivers and Arctis 1 with its 40mm drivers sounded a bit more muffled in the treble, which is especially noticeable in dialogues. On the other hand, these two are really punchy and warm for music, with a little bit of clarity missing in the mids and highs, something that the Viro Plus has, but then again it lacks a punch in the lower end and warmth in that regard. Although it's a very precise headset for gaming, I had no problem orientating myself in game, neither with the other two when I draw the line. As for the USB sound card that comes with the Viro Plus, it's alright, serves its purpose, but if you have a better onboard sound card, something like a Realtek's LC1200 series, you are better off with it, especially since the USB one is lacking in the loudness department. There is one advantage to having a USB sound card in this case, and that is that it brings software support and control, as well as, of course, the 7.1 surround sound. With the software I could dial in headphone sound profile a little bit more using the equalizer or the preloaded presets, albeit that's not going to help much since the sound is not that good with the USB sound card, it gets easily distorted, while when it comes to the 7.1 surround sound I am still not a fan of it, especially these virtual ones. They are good for orientation and all, but sound quality wise, no thank you. The same goes for the V2 X, which surprisingly also has a 7.1 surround sound support, although it uses an analog connection, but I would still stick with its regular stereo. Other than that, I've used the Burson Audio Playmate DAC throughout my testing, which could easily drive all of these headphones with only 40 to 50% of volume, with them being really loud and not distorted, while I also used its microphone input to get the best possible sound out of them hardware-wise. Stay tuned for a separate review of this, I have an interesting video coming out soon. The ear cups provide a decent level of passive insulation, they do cover the whole ear after all, so not a lot of outside noise will come through, nor sounds that you're listening out. So, what's the verdict? Well, for me it would be the Viro Plus or BlackShark V2 X. Probably the Viro Plus because of a bit better microphone, although I would go for the V2 X if the comfort was in question and it's a bit warmer sound profile. I would be willing to sacrifice a little bit of difference in microphone quality between these two for that. That's it for this time for me. Thank you once again for watching. Please take a second to toss me a thumbs up if you enjoyed my content, that really helps a lot. And if you like what you saw, feel free to subscribe, and if you already are, be sure to press that notification bell down below so you don't miss out on a new video. And until then, catch you later guys.